Everybody got so quiet before I even did the gavel. Okay. We have a well-behaved group, right? That's good. Okay. So, good evening. Welcome to the May 21st, 2026 City Commission meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we will start with our City Attorney, Jen, doing the invocation and followed by the pledge.
Let us begin this meeting by taking a brief moment of silence and reflection. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got 5 presentations tonight, so we got some stuff to do here. So we're going to start with the Memorial Day 2026 proclamation, and usually I don't do proclamations, and usually ones like this I give over to our veteran, but in this case I just, once in a while, I got to do one myself, and this is the one I really wanted to do. So, if Rob Cozen could come forward, and anyone else with, and I know the whole group is here with military organizations, so. Okay. Memorial Day 2026. Whereas Memorial Day, originally called Decoration Day, was first widely observed on May 30th, 1868, as a day of remembrance for those who died while in service to the United States of America. And whereas on the first Decoration Day, General James Garfield made a speech at Arlington National Cemetery, and 5,000 participants decorated the graves of the 20,000 Union and Confederate soldiers buried there. And whereas, while we should honor these heroes every day for the profound contribution they have made to secure our nation's freedom, we should honor them especially on Memorial Day. And whereas the National Moment of Remembrance resolution was passed by Congress in December 2000 and asked that on Memorial Day at 3 p.m. local time for all Americans to voluntarily and informally observe in their own way a moment of remembrance and respect, pausing from whatever they're doing for a moment of silence. And whereas today, our servicemen and women continue to inspire and strengthen our nation, going above and beyond the call of duty. And whereas we are grateful to all those who have put on our nation's uniform, and to their families who will always remember their service and sacrifice for our freedoms. Now, therefore, I, Maureen Mo Frania, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Dunedin, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Commission, do hereby proclaim the observance of Memorial Day 2026 in Dunedin on Monday, May 25th, and urge all citizens to observe the National Moment of Remembrance at 3 p.m. and join together to honor those military men and women who died while serving our nation. It is because of their commitment and their sacrifice that we continue to live in freedom. So, Rob, you want to come and get this? And then maybe whoever wants to say a few words, please do, and including I know the ceremony VFW is going to have.
Madam Mayor, members of the Commission, Jennifer. First of all, as always, thank you to the city of Dunedin. You have just a wonderful and unique way of honoring the veterans in our community. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce who we have here representing our veterans groups. We have Joe Hardy, who is the commander of the American Legion Post 275. Stoney Lawrence, who is the president of the VFW 2550 Auxiliary. Yes? Yeah. Mark Alla, the commander of VFW 2550, and Father Bob Swick, who is the commander of the Military Order of Purple Hearts. Just a couple pieces of information, just real quickly. It is a conundrum for a lot of people. As you know, up north, Memorial Day is just the beginning of the summer season. We are fortunate here because we have the endless summer. But Memorial Day is particularly important to us, not just the veterans community, but it should be for the entire community. So the protocol, when people ask, what are you supposed to say on Memorial Day to a veteran? The answer is not, Happy Memorial Day. Okay? You should know that the proper thing to say to a veteran is, thank you for your service. Okay? So not that Memorial Day isn't a happy event, but it is a solemn event. So thank you for your service really is the proper way of acknowledging the holiday. For the people in the community, you're going to have several opportunities to come and see a Memorial Day ceremony. Curlew Cemetery has their ceremony at 9:30 in the morning. The VFW is at 11:30, and the American Legion is at 1 o'clock. American Legion is open to members and members' guests. The VFW this year will be open to the public with a barbecue, and because it's potluck, you know, if you want to come and enjoy, bring a side so we can share. And I did mention the Legion at 1 o'clock, correct? Yes. So again, you honor us as always for recognizing us with the proclamation, and I'm sure we're going to see at least the two of you, if not all of you. You're welcome to any of the ceremonies. Okay? So again, thank you for everything you do for the veterans community. I appreciate it.
And Rob, before you go, just again, I mean, we are a proud veterans community, and I appreciate everything that you all do to help keep us that way and keep us focused that way. It's so important to our city, our state, our country to remember that. And I did want to give our veteran just one quick opportunity to say something about Memorial Day.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, the veterans in our community, when in need, we all come together, and the Memorial Day highlights the sacrifice and the importance of what our veterans community stands for, and I just want to thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, pictures. We got to have pictures. Pictures. My bad, sorry. Pictures. I'm taking this stuff off here. Don't say it if you didn't bring it. Come on now. Okay, now we're going to go to the Dunedin Environmental Hero Awards 2026. And I'm going to ask Natalie and the Committee on Environmental Quality to come forward. Chair Amy Elliott. And I think you guys are taking the ball and running with it, right? Okay.
I just followed that one. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, and everyone joining us this evening. I'm Natalie Gass, the Sustainability Program Manager for the city, and we are excited to present this year's Dunedin Environmental Hero Awards and honorable mentions. On behalf of the Committee on Environmental Quality and Sustainability, or CEQS for short, with me is Amy Elliott, the committee's chair, who will be presenting this year's awards.
The committee received great nominations and is excited and proud to see the robust action and achievements of our Dunedin community members and organizations. Before we award the 2026 Environmental Heroes, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our honorable mentions. This year's honorable mentions are Gerald and Barbara Lindley for their efforts in litter collection during their walks down Edgewater Linear Park to keep our beaches and waterways clean. Michael Caruso for his involvement with Friends of the Pelicans for rescue, rehab, transport, and release of sick and injured pelicans locally. Megan Colby for her conservation advocacy work with Sierra Club for Gladys Douglas Preserve, West Klosterman Preserve, and Dunedin Causeway cleanups. And Judith Gorgoni for her creation of Planet Pals, an online resource that educates families and children how to care for the world. A big thanks for all that they do to protect our environment. Now, without further ado, in the Dunedin Grassroots Ambassador category, it is my great honor to present the 2026 Dunedin Environmental Hero Award to, and drum roll please, Jonna Young. Thank you. Jonna Young's consistent dedication to protecting and celebrating the natural world is fueled by her love for the environment. It is a driving force and inspiration for her work in the community. Through her involvement at the Dunedin Community Garden, she helps cultivate not only plants, but also a sense of community, sustainability, and environmental stewardship. Her work at the garden includes supporting workshops and fundraisers, preparing soil and weeding the garden. She helps create this green oasis where senior and youth gardeners can pursue the type of gardening they enjoy. Jonna lives her values every day. She chooses low-impact transportation, such as bicycling, and spends her free time kayaking and hiking, activities that reflect her deep appreciation for nature. She practices responsible recycling and models simple, practical ways others can reduce their environmental footprint. Beyond her actions, what truly sets Jonna apart is her spirit, her friendly smile, and vibrant energy. She treats nature with genuine respect and shows kindness towards all animals and wildlife. Jonna's leadership and authentic commitment inspires others to slow down, care deeply, and make environmentally conscious choices. She represents the idea that meaningful environmental change begins with everyday actions and a compassionate heart. Jonna Young, thank you for being a champion for our environment and for inspiring all of us to do better for the world we share. Congratulations, and please join me in celebrating our 2026 Environmental Hero, Jonna Young. And I should mention, too, she got multiple nominations, so she's been recognized by many other people in the community for what she does.
Let me ask you, are we going to do pictures at the end of everything? Is that the best thing? Okay, great.
In the Green Organization category, it is my honor to present the 2026 Dunedin Environmental Hero Award to Faith United Church of Christ. Since its foundation, Faith United Church of Christ has viewed environmental care as a core focus of their congregation. Their dedicated dream team promotes ways for church members to get involved, learn, and make a positive impact in the name of being good stewards of creation. The front lawn of the church has recently been transformed with native and Florida-friendly plant landscaping to increase biological diversity and watering needs. An incorporated butterfly garden additionally creates habitat for monarch butterflies and other beneficial pollinators. Members of the congregation find other ways to take action, including bringing plastic bags to church to be picked up by the Lions Club to be made into benches. Solar-powered lights line the parking area, and within the past year, the congregation funded 52 solar panels to be installed on the roof to promote clean, renewable energy. The installed solar panels provide enough energy to offset nearly all of their energy needs. These environmental strategies benefit Dunedin and act as a model for community action. Being located across from the Dunedin High School, the church is proud to set an environmental example for students and families alike. Faith United Church of Christ, thank you for being a champion for our environment and for inspiring all of us to do better for the world we share. Congratulations, and please join me in celebrating our 2026 Dunedin Environmental Hero, Faith UCC.
Yeah, so let's get all the UCC peeps up here, and peeps just came out, sorry. Anyway, up here, and then we'll get Jonna by herself, too. So I think because you're all here together. So.
Yeah, we're going to hold the banner.
And you do it well.
Mayor, could I have you tiny bit?
Yep, we'll do it. We'll cozy up over here.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Yeah.
Great. Don't go anywhere. Have a seat just for a minute. And then let's get a picture with Jana up here.
Three, two.
We good? Anybody want to make a couple comments? I mean, environmental is obviously one of our biggest passions in the city, continues to be more and more important to our city, our state, and our world. So I just wonder, so it's a big deal, these awards. And Natalie, thank you, and thanks to the whole committee. Amy, thank you for all you do. So I just wanted to give a chance, starting over here with Commissioner Gao. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Mayor. Certainly thank you to Natalie for everything that you and your staff does, CEQS for all the advocacy work that you do, and thank you for all the contestants, all the people that try and serve our community environmentally. It is noticed and appreciated. Thank you so much.
Commissioner DeGarden.
Thank you, Mayor. This is exciting. It is fantastic to see people coming together, making accomplishments in environmental protection. I sense that there's a convergence in the future where can you hear me? No? Okay, a little bit. There's a convergence occurring where environmental protection and economics will come together, where it's only going to be something that we do because, not just because it protects the environment, but because it's economically sound. And that's where we're headed. And you guys are showing that with your solar panels. It's a wonderful project, and I'm proud of all of you. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, CEQS, for all that you do to advocate for environmental sustainability in our community. But we can't do it. And it's always, when we do this, when we get to see the entire community coming together to support this and to come up with great ways to sustain our environment, it really is heartfelt. So thank you to United Faith. Thank you to our community and our residents. Joanna, thank you. This is great. Thank you.
Commissioner Sandberg.
Jana, congratulations. To Faith United back there, congratulations. It's important to do so much for the community. It doesn't go unnoticed. And anybody that does something like that for this city and gives back, I'll always be a fan and always support. Natalie, thank you for, Natalie? No, there you are, yeah. She usually is right here. Yeah, thank you, Natalie, as usual, to keep everything going and doing it right. So thank you and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks again. I mean, again, this is a really important part of our community, and you all are the leaders, the honorable mentions as well. But Jana, the community garden, all you guys do, that's awesome. And UCC, you continue to amaze me with all that you guys do. So keep up the good stuff, and thanks for all you do. We really appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks for being here tonight. Okay, we're going to go to the next presentation of AARP Age-Friendly Certificate for 3-Year Plan 2025 through 2028. And I've got Nicole with Committee on Aging, John, Olivia, and Sally Hess.
No, Sally.
Oh, I don't have Sally Hess.
No, Sally.
Right, yeah. And AARP Rep Kathy Black. Okay, so take it away.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Nicole, how do I follow that?
Yeah, it's hard to follow, but you can do it, girl. You can do it.
Nicole Delfino, Strategy and Sustainability Manager, here to present the AARP certificate. But just to kind of give us a little look back here, we actually started this journey about 10 years ago. When you signed a proclamation in support of becoming an AARP network of age-friendly states and communities. We actually submitted our first plan back in 2019, which was then followed by an update report required a few years later in 2023. And then just at the end of last year, at the end of 2025, we updated our 3-year plan with a lot of assistance from the Committee on Aging and their support. That plan has been attached to the agenda item. I know you all have seen it before, but really includes detailed action plans in a number of categories like transportation, housing, social participation, respect and social inclusion, civic participation, and communication and health services. So to present the certificate and give a little more information, it's actually Laura Streed that's here with us today from ARP.
Okay, there we go.
So I'll let her pass it to her.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Laura Streed, and I am the Director of Outreach and Engagement for AARP Florida, and I'm also a proud parent of a kindergartner in Curtis, so I'm in Dunedin quite a bit. I'm so glad to be here tonight and to recognize the city for your work. On behalf of AARP, I want to acknowledge Dunedin for your leadership to making your community an even better place to live for residents. Dunedin is one of 47 communities that are age-friendly here in Florida, and also the state of Florida is age-friendly. You join over 1,300 communities across the United States and 12 states. We are also part of a broader network that includes more than 50 countries. The age-friendly community process represents a commitment to improving areas of community life in the built environment and social environment where we live, work, play, and age. Now, in a second round of membership, as Nicole mentioned, in the network is a 5-year continuous cycle, so this marks the second part of that cycle for Dunedin. And another milestone to celebrate tonight of the Age-Friendly Action Plan. I know Nicole mentioned this earlier, but the action plan, it's incredible. Dunedin has served as a leader for us across Florida as an example of how your age-friendly work is embedded throughout the city. You could see tonight in the awards that were provided, community gardens, giving back to the community, in all aspects of Dunedin, age-friendly has been embedded. And on behalf of ARP, it has been our pleasure to work with Nicole and to work with John and Sally as well through this process over the last 10 years. And we are committed to continue to work with Dunedin, and we are pleased to present this certificate today. So we have a certificate recognizing the city of Dunedin for your age-friendly community status.
Come down, I guess.
Yes, we do. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, John, for everything you do.
It's hard to deal with that when we're on live television, okay? So, anyway, no, I thank you for this, and I tried to get John to say something as well, because him and Sally have worked hard on this, and I know it's a big passion. You know, I will say, going back 25 years ago, Dunedin was what was called at that time, the initiative at the state was Elder Ready City. Jeb Bush actually came to our city because we were the first. Later got better named to Communities for a Lifetime because I think a lot of the fixes are for all ages. And then really AARP just kind of took the ball and just kind of made stuff better with the different categories. So, we're proud to work with you, and we appreciate it, and we will proudly, put up that certificate. So thank you. But more importantly, it's an action plan, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, we are going to go to National Safe Boating Week, May 16th through the 22nd, 2026. And I will turn that over to Vice Mayor Walker.
Thank you, Mayor. I see a number of members from the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. Come on forward. Here in Pinellas County, we've got several divisions, I think, right? Is this all 1110 or you've
1110, yeah.
1110.
1110.
That's fantastic. If you don't know, there are roughly 6 divisions of 11, and Dunedin has 1110, which is dedicated to this area. And your membership just within the last year has grown incredibly, and includes 2 very close friends of mine, Keith and Mary Beth. So there's a reason why we designate a week to National Safe Boating. As we get into the summer months, we've all seen the aftermath of when boating is not done safely. And what you all do to ensure that we are properly educated and that the region and the boaters are properly educated. You dedicate many long hours to doing safety inspections, providing training. And for that, thank you. On to the proclamation. National Safe Boating Week, May 16th, 22. Whereas, for over 100 million Americans, boating continues to be a popular recreational activity. From coast to coast and everywhere in between, people are taking to the water and enjoying time together, boating, sailing, paddling, and fishing. During National Safe Boating Week, the U.S. Coast Guard and the Coast Guard Auxiliary and federal, state, and local safe boating partners encourage all boaters to explore and enjoy America's beautiful waters responsibly. Whereas safe boating begins with preparation. The Coast Guard estimates that human error accounts for most boating accidents and that life vests could prevent nearly 83% of boating fatalities. Through basic boating safety procedures, carrying life-saving emergency distress and communications equipment, wearing life jackets, attending safe boating courses, participating in free boat safety checks, and staying sober when navigating, we can help ensure boaters on America's coastal, inland, and offshore waters stay safe throughout the season. And whereas National Safe Boating Week is observed to bring attention to important life-saving tips for recreational boaters so that they can have a safer, more fun experience out on the water throughout the year. And whereas on average, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the U.S. And 75% of these fatalities are caused by drowning. Whereas in 2024, Florida reported 685 boating accidents and 81 fatalities, with over 65% of operators involved in fatal accidents having no formal training. And whereas the vast majority of these accidents are caused by human error or poor judgment, and not by the boat, equipment, or environmental factors. Whereas a significant number of boaters who lose their lives by drowning each year would be alive today had they worn their life jackets. Now therefore I, Robert James Walker, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the mayor of the great city of Dunedin, Florida, and on behalf of the entire city commission, do hereby support the goals of the Safe Boating Campaign and proclaim May 16th to May 22nd, 2026 as National Safe Boating Week and the start of the year-round effort to wear a life jacket while boating and promote safe boating.
All right, basically, want to say that we really appreciate that annually you do this. The National Safe Boating Week is extremely important, especially the city of Dunedin. You are a waterfront community. So a lot of the stuff that this happens to are people and citizens in your city. So, yeah, we're very much involved with the Coast Guard. We are the Coast Guard Auxiliary. We are your Dunedin Flotilla 1110. And we spend a lot of time putting in the work and effort to try to save people's lives. We work on the right hand, assisting the Coast Guard with a lot of their duties. We teach a boat safety course, which is an 8-hour course, resulting in getting a certificate in order to pilot your boat. This is a requirement as of 1988. Anyone that pilots a boat needs to have this boat safety course done. We also do vessel exams. We will come to your house, we'll come to your flotilla. Any place that you want it done, we will inspect your boat, make sure you have everything that you should have on it, make sure it's in working condition. We also work hand in hand. We have a crew in a boat that goes out, works with the Coast Guard on top of that, doing search and rescue. We even have a pilot that goes out and does search and rescue. So this is an amazing thing that we do, and it's not just, we just don't do it, we also have to be trained and qualified and requalified over and over again to do this. So, National Safe Boating Week. This is important. This is why I'm wearing my jacket tonight. During this week, we have our members take photos of ourselves in absurd positions where you don't need a boat. Certainly, I don't need this here. I'm not that far from the bathroom, I don't think, and the coffee maker, but I'm going to be safe regardless. And as our Vice Commander just gave to you, for your own safety, we've got these little whistles. This should be attached to your safety jackets, your life jackets when you go out. So that way, if you're in the water, this way people can hear you, can blow your whistle and get their attention. If you don't have a boat, you certainly could still use this, maybe to get the attention of your teenage kids who are using their cell phones. You can't get their attention. I think there's enough extras there. If you have more than one life jacket, give those, we'll let them divvy that out, what little bit we have left over, and attach those to your jacket. And if you got more than one jacket, take some more and add that to all your jackets. And again, we appreciate so much that your support that you give to us. We can't do it without your assistance, and especially with Rob. We've worked with Rob before. We know him very well. And in spite of that, he calls us back every year. We appreciate that. All right, can we get photos too?
We can. Is this, could I use this for keeping order on the commission as well? Or, yeah?
Try to control.
I'm liking it already, okay?
Try to control yourselves and don't play around with it during the meeting, please.
I love it. Yeah.
Three, two, one.
Okay, well, keeping the theme here, Water Safety Month 2026 proclamation. I'm going to turn that over to Commissioner Sandbergen, and I think we have Alicia here. Yes.
Alicia, hey, both you guys, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Well, you know, I think I read this last year, and I believe drowning is the #1 cause of death for children under 5.
Yes,
Am I
1 to
correct?
4. Mhm.
You know, living where we do, every apartment complex, condo association, hotel, water parks, backyards, and I guess even the bathtub can turn a day of enjoyment and a great time into a tragedy we could never overcome. And I guess as adults in a community, it's our responsibility to do everything we can to teach people to be safe, teach kids to learn to swim. You know, as parents sitting on the side, you know, enjoying the day, you know, look up from your phone once in a while, put your cocktail down once in a while, and make sure somebody's keeping an eye on our precious children. And it's not just children, of course. Kind of tag on to the water safety, the boating safety, proper life jackets, proper training on the boat. We can, you know, we can do anything we can to try to make it a little better. So on behalf of the City Commission, I'd like to go ahead and read this proclamation. Whereas the City of Dunedin is committed to ensuring the safety of all residents and visitors to our great city, and whereas residents and tourists alike enjoy our city's natural resources and man-made recreational water facilities, and whereas swimming and aquatic activities play a vital role in good physical and mental health and enhance the quality of life for all residents and visitors, and whereas the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports that annually there are an estimated 4,000 fatal unintentional drowning, including boating-related incidents, and 8,000 non-fatal drownings, resulting in an average of 11 fatal drownings per day and an average of 22 non-fatal drownings per day. Wow. Whereas drowning is the single leading cause of death for children ages 1 through 4, except for birth defects, the second leading cause of injury-related death for children up to age 14 after motor vehicle crashes, and among the top 4 causes of death for people ages 54 and up. And whereas comprehensive water safety education is essential for everyone, including children, parents, and caregivers, in order to be aware of water safety rules and programs to help prevent drownings and recreational water-related injuries. And whereas basic water safety includes always having an adult supervision of children, providing children swimming lessons at a young age, installing barriers when a child or a vulnerable adult has uninterrupted access to a body of water, and everyone, especially caregivers, should learn CPR and have safety equipment such as emergency flotation devices. And whereas Safety Month in Dunedin is an opportunity to promote water safety as well as provide education in our coastal community regarding prevention of recreational water-related injuries, illnesses, and deaths. Now I, therefore, Stephen Sandbergen, by the virtue of the authority vested me by the Mayor of the City of Dunedin, and on behalf of the entire City Commission, do hereby proclaim May of 2026 as Water Safety Month here in Dunedin, and encourage all residents to take the pledge to be safe swimmers, make water safety a priority, especially as a coastal community. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager. My name is Alicia Castricone, Program Coordinator at the Highlander Pool. May is Water Safety Month, a time when communities across the country pause to acknowledge a difficult truth. Every day, we lose an average of 11 people to drowning. And our most vulnerable, as was said earlier, the population continues to be children ages 1 to 4. But here in Dunedin, we don't just acknowledge the problem, we take action. We believe that education and outreach saves lives, and we are committed to being part of that solution. This year, our aquatics team hit the streets with our water safety pop-ups throughout the community. Thanks to the support of Baycare Health Systems, HCA Healthcare, Inc., and the Dunedin Youth Guild, we were able to hand out life jackets and connect directly with families about how simple safety steps can make all the difference. The Kiwanis Club of Dunedin continues to be a remarkable partner. For 17 years, they have supported free swim lessons for local children, giving nearly 1,800 kids the life-saving skill of swimming. Because of the current pool repairs, enrollment this year was a bit smaller. We had to use a training pool. We had 27 students, but the impact remains just as powerful. We're also proud of our partnership with the Dunedin Youth Guild and the Kiwanis Club to provide free swim lessons to the VPK classes at San Jose Elementary. This marks the 4th year of that program. Even though our situation required us to move this year's water safety lessons onto dry land, every child still received a water safety lesson, a swimsuit, towel, and most importantly, a life jacket. Because preparedness doesn't just stop because the pool is temporarily closed. Another vital part of our mission is promoting the concept of layers of protection. You all have a Water Watcher badge? Most childhood drownings occur in backyard pools, the place we expect to feel the safest. Simple tools like door and window alarms, proper fencing create critical barriers between a child and the water. During family gatherings, when distractions are high and many adults assume someone else is watching the kids, drownings are tragically more common. That's why we emphasize the Water Watcher badge. Designating one responsible, distraction-free adult at a time and allowing that responsibility to rotate is an incredibly effective way to keep children safe in and around the water. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. Water safety isn't just a program. It's a commitment we share as a community. And with continued education, partnership, and vigilance, we truly can save lives. Thank you.
Let's get a picture. Thanks to you too, Stephanie. Okay. All right, we're going to move into the meat of the meeting, so to speak. I'm going to start out with citizen input. Does anyone in the audience wish to speak on a topic that is not on the agenda? Okay, seeing no one, I will close citizen input, and I'm going to move to consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have the approval of the minutes for the March 31st, 2026 workshop, April 2nd, 2026 regular meeting. 2B, we have board and committee appointments. So we have that for Board of Adjustment and Appeal, for Dunedin Causeway and Coastal Waterways Committee, and Marina Advisory Committee. We also have 2C, approval of emergency debris management services agreement with Crowder Golf Joint Venture, Inc. via utilization of the City of Largo RFP number 25-P-834 for emergency debris collection and removal services. Is there anything that anyone wants removed? Okay, seeing no one, I will ask for a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Okay, is there any input from the public? Anyone wish to come forward and speak on any of those issues? Okay, seeing no one, I will close public input. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay, we'll go to action item 3A, first reading of ordinance 26-05. Calling for a general municipal election on November 3rd, 2026, for the purpose of electing a commissioner for seat 2 and a commissioner for seat 4 for 4-year terms, and to establish election guidelines pursuant to the city charter, section 5.04. Jen, could you please read ordinance 26-05 by title only?
Certainly. Ordinance 2605, an ordinance of the City of Dunedin, Florida, calling for a general municipal election on November 3rd, 2026, for the purpose of electing a commissioner for seat 2 and a commissioner for seat 4 for 4-year terms. Further, said election shall also have, if necessary, city initiative petitions and/or proposed amendments to the city's charter, providing guidelines in accordance with the Florida statutes, the city charter, and chapter 26 titled Elections of the City of Dunedin Code of Ordinances, providing authorization for the city clerk to sign the agreement, authorizing election expenditures, providing for repeal of ordinances in part or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, and providing for an effective date. That was ordinance 26-05, read by title only.
Okay, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Dugard, Vice Mayor. Okay, staff presentation, Michelle.
Thank you, Mayor. As you all know, pursuant to Section 5.04 of the City Charter, the Commission shall, by city ordinance, define and describe to the elector and candidates qualifications, rules, and methods of conducting elections within the City of Dunedin. Therefore, we are calling for a general municipal election on November 3rd, 2026, for the purpose of electing a commissioner for seat 2 and a commissioner for seat 4 for 4-year terms, and to establish election guidelines. I am here to answer any questions if you have them.
Okay, questions for Michelle, starting with Vice Mayor.
No questions, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Sandbergen? Question?
The 2024 election was $2,900. Are we budgeting $7,700 this year?
Yes, sir. We do that in the event that we have a 2-card ballot. The price doubles.
I don't know what a 2-card ballot is.
That would be depending on what all you have on the ballot. If you were to have more candidates, for example. It's going to take up more space and go into a two-card ballot rather than a one-card
Or
ballot.
charter changes probably?
yes.
or-
Okay.
yeah.
And that answers my question. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Okay, Commissioner Gal.
Yeah, Michelle,
Yes, sir.
if I don't want to go,
I do not vote in the city of Dunedin.
That's a charter change.
no questions. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner DeGard.
We don't want you to go, Jeff. That's the bottom line. No questions, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to come forward and speak on this issue? Okay, seeing no one, I will close public input, and I will go to commission comments, starting with the maker of the motion, Commissioner DeGard.
This is an every two-year thing here. It's an important exercise of our democratic process. I remember sitting in this room 2 years ago when this actual motion came forward, and at that time I was a candidate. I remember how I felt at that moment. It's great to see it happening again, and a little scary. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Vice Mayor, seconder.
So just for the record, in full disclosure, I am C2. And
Do you want to go?
And to Commissioner DeGard's comment, I know exactly how I feel right now. So I'm very excited to be running for re-election, and very much looking forward to being a part of this great group for another 4 years. So thank you.
Of course, full disclosure, Commissioner Gao is termed out, so without a charter change. And final comments, Commissioner Gao?
Oh, I thought you weren't going to let me have them.
Yeah, I'm going to let you out.
He's terming out, ignoring this guy. Yeah, in spite of my comments, I just absolutely love this process. And so it really shows who we are as residents, as citizens, both of Dunedin and the country. So it's just beautiful that we're having this on the 250th anniversary. You know, it's just really amazing. So I applaud this, and yes, I will be voting yes on this motion.
Okay, Commissioner Sandbergen, final comments?
I was sitting in that same meeting with Commissioner Dugard, and we acted like we didn't know each other. I happened to look out in the crowd and see there's someone that probably feels the same. We've been there, and I have nothing else to add. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, and I don't really have anything. I mean, this is part of our democratic process, and I've said it once, I'll say it again. Local government's the best government, closest to the people. So these are very, very, very important elections. And in terms of that, Michelle, I'm surprising you with this question probably, but who are the current candidates for the two seats?
Well, the incumbent is currently unopposed. And for seat 4, we have Mark Ocean and Janice Nan Bennett.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so roll call vote.
Commissioner Gao.
Aye.
Commissioner Sandbergen.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Walker.
Aye.
Commissioner Dugard.
Aye.
And Mayor Franey.
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. Second reading will be scheduled for June 18, 2026, commission meeting, so, okay. Okay, we're going to move to 3B, approval of financial commitment letter to the Florida Housing Finance Corporation for proposed affordable housing project, EGRET on Union, Dunedin, in the amount of $75,000. Okay, and I'll turn to Bob.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Bob Ironsmith, Economic Development Director. Excited again today, based on Commission direction, City Manager direction. We're always looking for affordable housing opportunities. And what we want to share with you is one that we want to make an application to the state. These are very competitive. We've come across a developer through our new partner, Pinellas County Housing Authority. There to my right is Jake Stowers with the Pinellas County Housing Authority, and Scott Skriebel with Atlantic Pacific. Okay. Just a little background, this property is located on Union Street. It's around the corner from McAlpine. It's a vacant parcel, and we have an opportunity to go ahead and apply to the state, the Florida Housing Finance Corp. for 9% tax credits, and the city contribution would be $75,000. This is similar to what we did with the flats, although the difference is at that point in time, it was $610,000. The state now has made it $75,000 for this year, but it's a similar process, except this one's a little bit different. We also heard a lot of comments, hey, couldn't we make this toward essential service workers? And that's what this application would be. Scott's going to talk a little bit more about it. This is the site plan. It's 88 units conceptually. It faces Union Street. It's a 3-story product townhome. 3 stories, kind of similar to what we did with the flats. Scott can go in a little bit more detail on it, and of course the parking is up on the north. Very nice looking project. You see a 3-story kind of elevation. This is what Atlantic Pacific proposes for the site. So this would kind of blend in and fit very well with the neighborhood. Our recommendation, as noted, is to provide the $75,000 city contribution toward making the application. Please note the $75,000 is just a placeholder at this point in time. It does not become actually a contribution unless they go ahead and get approval through the state. It is, and Scott can talk about this, and Jake, it's a very competitive process. They only pick one in Pinellas County. So again, that $75,000, it's a placeholder. It's our contribution if they go ahead and get awarded that. If they do get awarded, we'll go through a development agreement similar to what we did with the flats, so kind of a similar process. What I'd like to do now at this point in time is to turn it over to Scott. He put together a little PowerPoint. We're going to man the PowerPoint for him, and he's going to talk a little bit about the background of the company that he represents. Scott?
Appreciate it, Bob, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for allowing us to come and present to you all today and consider us. So Matt, you can hit the next slide, thanks. So just wanted to walk through who we are as we're looking to invest in your community and partner with your city and Pinellas County Housing Authority. And then we'll walk through what the development plan is, and then take any questions that you might have after that. So Atlantic Pacific is over 100 years old as a real estate firm. I think we're considered one of the best-in-class developers that regularly operates in the affordable housing development space. These are some of the team members. We're headquartered here in Florida. I'm based here in the Tampa Bay area. We've developed over 67 LIHTC properties. LIHTC stands for Low Income Housing Tax Credit, which is the main financial resource that unlocks affordable housing opportunities to get developed. And we've served over 25,000 households through developing those communities. We're vertically integrated. We have an investment management arm. We also have, obviously, the development arm, which I'm a member of that team. Construction management, property management. Next slide. We know the system very well. As Bob said, it's a very competitive system. There are a lot of nuances and vagaries. Even though the tax credits that we're talking about are federal tax credits, they are all administered at the state level by what's called the Florida Housing Finance Corporation, who we will be applying to should you believe in our project and designate us for the $75,000 contribution. As I said, the process is competitive. It ends up going through an administrative appeals process regularly. We're very good at that, and we know the nuances of the rules so that if we are ranked in a position to win, we make sure that we keep that win for the communities that we make those promises to. We've never been protested out of an award. We have an impeccable standing in the financial community. We're a designated select sponsor with Freddie Mac, who's a large government services entity, large lender in the multifamily housing space, and have strong relationships with a lot of the banks that purchase these tax credits. And just sort of high level, what facilitates allowing these developments to happen is the federal government gives credits on federal income taxes to folks that have large federal income tax burden. And those entities buy those credits to sort of buy down their tax burden. In exchange, that comes into the capital stack, and we're able to offer at a reduced rent for folks that are in the workforce. A lot of our developments are in partnership with locally based enterprises, specifically housing authorities. And we're proud to be partnering with the Pinellas County Housing Authority in this development. They will be a development partner and an owner partner in Egret on Union.
And again, Jake Stowers, Pinellas County Housing Authority, thank you all for the opportunity. Again, our mission is provide quality affordable housing, improve the lives of our residents. And last night we served over 8,200 residents of Pinellas County. They had a place to live because of the work we do here in Pinellas County. We've recently had the opportunity and the honor to be able to now manage the Dunedin Housing Authority, which is an opportunity we take very seriously. Flats on Main is one of our projects that we're partnering with. That's 76 affordable units coming out of the ground right on Main Street. So to be able to have the opportunity to bring another project to Dunedin is we're very excited for. We pick our partners very carefully. We get, as you can imagine, come to a lot with different developers wanting to partner with us. So when we do pick a partner, we choose one that we know is going to see the project through. And as Scott said, Atlantic Pacific Companies has a impeccable record, and it's very important. As you can see in other municipalities, what happened in the city of Clearwater with the O'Keefe site. So again, we appreciate the opportunity, and have any questions, we're ready to answer.
So just getting into the actual plan for the site for a bit. So that's our site outlined there. Next slide. Bob already kind of covered a few of these things. Again, fronting Union, but appropriate for the context as well at 3 stories, and a lot of green space that's also being left with the development plan. Next slide. Again, elevation, we think we wanted to keep in character with how it's a vacant site, but we're inserting and developing in an established neighborhood, and wanted to be thoughtful about the surrounding area with that. So population served, and I think this is one of the key elements of what we're trying to target here. We've heard in discussions with Bob and his staff, and also in partnering with Pinellas County Housing Authority, there's, this development is meant to serve working households, and there's a massive need for in specific workforce sectors, especially essential workers, for more housing in Pinellas County, and housing that doesn't take up 50% plus of someone's income just to live somewhere. So some examples, nursing assistants, secondary school teachers, elementary school teachers, preschool teachers, kindergarten teachers, nurses, all of these folks, a majority of those folks make incomes that would allow them to live at our community and spend less than 30% or less of their income on their housing, which creates a much better outcome for their quality of life. We also, excuse me, we're also very sustainably focused. We'll be abiding by National Green Building Standards and have delivered very high quality, energy efficient developments throughout Florida. So we know how to properly engineer those communities. So at this point, we'll open it up.
I just wanted to mention, one of the things that's been on my bucket list, and Jennifer knows this, is obviously try to create more affordable housing opportunities. And one of the things I was very excited about, which you all kind of approved, was to get the Pinellas County Housing Authority on board. And Jake represents that with Neil Brickfield. They're just a very strong partner for the city. They're also going to be doing a housing fair here in the next several months, offering different resources. This is kind of the level that shows you the partnership that they have and bringing on Atlantic Pacific. And so this is exciting. And the other thing that we had heard, obviously we got the flats going. We're going to have some type of groundbreaking next week. Essential service workers, that was the next thing that we want to try to tap. Again, very, very competitive, as Scott mentioned, but their track record and Jake with the Pinellas County Housing Authority, they know how to bring things home. So this, to me, is a pretty exciting initiative for us to contemplate for tonight.
May 26th at 9 a.m. is the groundbreaking for Flats on Main.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
So Jake, you just look so much like your father. It just blows me away. Just have
Thank
to
you.
say that. I look at you and like, whoa.
I'll tell him you said that.
So start.
In a good way. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, in a good way. In a good way. Yeah, always good. So we'll start with questions, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So I guess, the only real question I have, because we went through this process on the flats, and I am excited about the fact that we have another opportunity here. And I guess the only thing there, well, actually, I have two questions. The one thing that I know that we faced with the flats was specifically the competitive nature of this. I'm not sure if it probably goes to y'all or maybe staff, but
Sure.
what are the factors that would be involved in making us more competitive in this?
Oh, sure. I'm going to let Scott speak more on this, but it comes down to how many applied during the year. And then frankly, a lot depends on the Atlantic Pacific's pro forma and how much they're looking to leverage. So Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you because you got a little better insight on that.
Yeah, there's a whole Rubik's Cube of factors that goes into it. Annually, the state sets the rules that guide the procurement process for how they're targeting these credits. As Bob said, Pinellas County is guaranteed at least one deal to get funded, but you're also, those development proposals will come from other municipalities in the county as well. The only proposal that we're going to have as Atlantic Pacific from the county would be from Dunedin if you agree to the 75,000. So we're not competing against ourselves, but there are other developers in this space.
And Scott, it's not a case, we can't put more funds toward it. It won't raise the competitive level. You know,
Yeah,
if that's what you're.
they look for local governments to show their support of what their preferred project is, which is the 75,000 this year in Pinellas County, but each local government gets a crack at that.
Yeah, the one thing I would like to see change, this is just a kind of pitch, I never did understand this. Obviously, Pinellas County, one of the densest counties in the state of Florida, and there's only one applicant that gets chosen. We're like in some of the other areas on the East Coast, they get two out of that county. It never makes sense to me. So as far as lobbying, whenever you get the opportunity, there should be two out of one of the densest counties in the state of Florida. That's just a pitch on my part.
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense, because, and typically, how many applicants, or is it all across the board?
Yeah, from Pinellas County or overall?
Pinellas, yeah.
Yeah, it varies from year to year, sometimes as low as 3 and sometimes as many as 6, so somewhere in that range.
And that $75,000 financial commitment, is that a fixed amount for all of the applicants, or are we allowed to?
All fixed.
It's all fixed, okay, yeah. In the background, I think what I understand to be, actually, if you wouldn't mind just discussing what some of the alternative financing strategies are. There's a list of them here in our background sheet. 4% low-income housing tax credit in combination with other funding sources, sale, and community development block grant, disaster recovery. It's kind of just high level. Are these things that we can do in parallel to the application process to the Housing Authority? Is this something we can be working in parallel?
It's funny, Jake sent me an email on this earlier today about trying to think through other financing paths that, and we have thought through, but continuing to think through other financing paths that can work here. For the 9% credits that this 75,000 unlocks the opportunity to apply for, as Bob said, it's sort of like that amount. There are alternatives. There are ways to consider workforce housing paths. That a challenge in this space is that in order to make the rents affordable for what the building costs are from conventional construction, there's just a gap, right? Otherwise, people would just be building this, around the county. So when you're looking at alternative financing paths, you need to find other gap resources, essentially. So to your point, community development block grant, if the county was procuring that for housing, then that would be an opportunity to leverage that and unlock the potential here. In workforce housing, if some of those folks that employ some of the essential service workers partnered to provide some financial incentives to the development to help unlock that, there could be opportunities there. And we're actively having conversations to try to find that, because we do recognize the competitiveness of specifically what we're coming to you for today.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, because obviously it's important to understand that, just so that we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. But no, those are all the questions I have here.
Commissioner Sandbergen, questions?
Yeah, I guess first is for you, Bob.
Sure.
Is that our only exposure to this project, $75,000? Or
Correct.
That's it, we're done?
That's correct.
Okay. And I have a couple for you guys. I realize that this is a long ways from happening, but with my questions, you're going to kind of get a feel for where I'd be going. In looking at that piece of property, did you end up with about 10 acres there?
It's 10 acres total, yes.
So do you have some plans for it would be like the north side of that property, or the back side, I guess, from Union?
Kind of the top section
Yeah,
that has
yeah.
the lake. Yeah, I mean, we didn't show it on the site plan, but the idea is to create walking paths, to create like a park-like atmosphere
Okay.
throughout the green space that we're leaving.
Okay. Without getting really deep into it, I know you know the history of that property. You must have some extensive mitigation, excavation plans. Any concern? Because, I mean, we know what that property was at one time.
We've been very intentional about the site planning and working with city staff to make sure that we're planning around all of that.
Okay.
So the siting of the buildings is very specific for the constraints of the site. There's a mix of wetlands, the lake, and other factors that we're solving around. And we've done geotech, phase one. Believe it or not, the phase one came back clean. Phase one's an environmental report. So we've done a lot of pre-due diligence to make sure that the site plan we're bringing you is one that's considerate of all those factors.
Okay.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of checkpoints along the way.
Okay. And in some of the drawings, on the ends of the building, there's a block that's referred to as amenity. What is that?
Yeah, so that'll be the resident spaces. So for instance, like a community club room, an exercise room, business center, those types of things.
Yeah, we'd like to bring in partners like Everett Healthcare or something like that to serve residents on site. So a multitude of different things would be useful.
You know, in making it into affordable housing, I think a swimming pool is a little extravagant. It doesn't cost, it's going to cost money to maintain it, to insure it. Yeah, is that, I know we're going to meet again, but you can kind of see where I'm going. You know, that's a luxury. That's a luxury. I mean, that's for a whole nother night. And the other thing I have is the entrance into this property is off of Promenade. Now, I know that would be private. Is there any issue with that condo association going forward, allowing you access to that part of the road instead of off of Union?
We ran title, and I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, there is an easement granted to our parcel through that road, even though it's a private road.
Okay. Good, Scott. That's all I had. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Mayor.
Commissioner Gao, questions?
Thank you, Mayor. And to piggyback on Commissioner Sandbergen, the property is L-shaped, right? And so the project is going to be at the base of that L, right across Union. So on that green space to the north is going to remain green space.
That's correct.
Okay. And do we know the closest public transit stop to that property?
I don't know offhand. We'll have to take a look at that.
There is one, because that's a requirement in order to be competitive for state funding. So I know there is one. I can't pinpoint it for you on a map right now, but it would be, we'd be within, I believe, a quarter mile of one.
It is important, you're right, Commissioner, for points for the application, so.
And also maybe work with PSDA if it's not close enough. Would they be willing to move the bus stop? We're in the preliminary stages. Oh, the 75,000. If this doesn't go through, what happens to the money?
We the $75,000 that's being budgeted is out of our economic housing fund, so it just stay there for the next opportunity.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's important for us to have money to be able to, these things just come up, so you don't want to be reactive, so we just stay there.
And Bob, this is the property that we have seen time and time again. We've been kind of bouncing back and forth between Lukens where the flats is and this property.
You're correct,
This
Commissioner.
is-
Yes, you're correct, Commissioner. Yeah, we've tried once or twice before on this, and it has not occurred. You're right. To us, it's a different day because of the partnership with Pinellas County Housing Authority, there, Jake, and then also Atlantic Pacific with Scott. So today, we think it's a different day. But yes, we have tried before.
You
just
don't
like the
win any
flats.
if you don't play the game, so we have to be in there, be involved, so.
Yeah, it all comes, Scott had mentioned on any application period, it can be 3 to 6, Pinellas County even goes sometimes with their own projects, so you just don't know what we're going to field. And there's also, Scott, you can talk about this a little bit, there's a little bit of a lottery effect too, right? I mean, so maybe you can mention that a little bit. There's a lottery aspect to this too, Scott.
Yeah, there is. So, yeah, depending on where you're at in those 3 to 6 applications, you then are down to a lottery. Within those, our track record with the whole appeals process can come into play. 50% of our awards that we've gotten and then been able to deliver. So what would that be? Well, it's only in Florida, but let's say 6,000 of the houses that we've created have been because we weren't initially ranked in that lottery for funding, but we found a way through the appeals process to appeal who was ahead of us and win funding to end up delivering the development.
I can't emphasize enough how competitive this is, not only for getting selected, but then withstanding the litigious that happens with legal on the protest appeal process. So it's arduous.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Dugard, questions?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, let me talk with you about the elevation. I'm looking at the elevation that we've got here, and it seems to have a front drive, but in the layout, I don't see that front drive. So why is there a difference there? Because is this the front I'm seeing on the very first piece?
You're seeing the view from the parking lot?
This is from the parking lot, so that's the back side not facing Union, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's the back, all right.
Because folks will be able to pull up on that side. We don't have like a pull-in on Union or anything like that.
Okay, and your only entrance is off Promenade? Yeah, all right. All right, very helpful. How is it that this particular project can have restriction relative to applicants and our flats could not? Because we're able to have restrictions, essential personnel and other types.
Certainly, just because with the flats, the application wasn't made that way. It has to come right from the very beginning, be initiated for essential service. So we wanted to make sure we got one in play, which was the flats, and then this one, of course, we making that condition with Atlantic Pacific to go for essential.
Good to know.
Yeah, and when it's essential, I think it's maybe important for Scott to talk about, this is the way it's marketed, so it's kind of a preferred marketing. Scott, you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it is a preference and it's a targeted marketing toward those communities. Due to federal fair housing rules, we cannot restrict the community just to those applicants, if that makes sense.
I'm not sure.
So marketing will get the first, so they'll be the first
So
one
this
to
is
get
a
exposed.
marketing advantage, not an actual rental advantage, is that correct?
You can, per federal law, you cannot say only these people can live at this community.
So what we're going to be doing is marketing this target population, and hopefully that will satisfy our residents and more fit that population.
Yes, and we've had success with that before, where when you are intentional about targeting those communities and reaching out to them from the start, the majority of the community ends up being from those populations.
Great. That's a very big plus as far as I'm concerned. Tell me what our timeline looks like.
So applications will go into the state in August 12th. is the deadline. And then we would hear back about funding in the fall, September or October timeframe. If we are successful in hearing back by that date, we'd be looking for a groundbreaking within 12 months. So it'd be September, October of 2027.
Groundbreaking, then how soon after that would we have?
Looking for delivery of units?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott, if I may, this also would require a development agreement, so we're going to have several months there. We're coming back to you as a commission in order to give them the increased density and the things that they need, similar to the flats. So there's a time period in yours too, Scott. Probably a 3-month window in there.
So give me a ballpark of what you're looking at as far as first move-in.
First move-ins. That would be around October, November of 2028.
October, November, 2028. Ambitious, but hope you make that mark.
It's helpful that this is a 3-story product that facilitates a less involved development process. It gets more stories, it gets more complicated and slower construction timeframes.
How is it we were so fortunate to get this? It appears that we're very rare in this award, so help me understand what we did so well.
You mean with the flats?
This project.
This project?
Yeah.
Well, I think what's exciting is it coming through the Pinellas County Housing Authority and Atlantic Pacific stepping up and for us to have discussions, and this just made great sense to go forward with this opportunity. They do have the property, if I may, under contract. Okay,
Yeah,
if that's okay saying that?
Yeah.
So, they do have the property under contract, so this is, game on. It's just wickedly competitive.
All right.
If I can,
Yeah.
Tom,
Go ahead.
does that help at all? That they've already got a contract on the property? Does that?
Well, it's conditional. It's a conditional contract. It doesn't make any difference to the state. The state goes through, and I think what Scott was discussing was there's a point score, a ranking. He knows it way better than I do. But a lot of them, say there was 4 that go ahead and compete, probably 3 out of 4 will get the total score, and then it comes down to that lottery, and then it comes down to the appeal process. So what's nice is that Scott and his company, they're very seasoned, and so is Jake. So they know what they're doing. So, we certainly work with them quite closely.
You really don't need us to explain this, Bob. You're doing a great job.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Listen, they're pros. I just know enough working knowledge here, but I know to bring in the players. Let's put it that way. I know to bring in the relationship. And
I know you're being a little modest, Bob, but the other thing I was wondering about was the merger of our housing authority and how much that played into us being able to position.
Huge.
That's what I was
it was
looking
on my
for.
bucket list. It was one of the things I wanted to accomplish. I was not happy that the meetings were over on US 19 and that we really didn't have any opportunities. And, I certainly know Neil a little bit. He was a former county commissioner. And I know Jake, of course, and his dad, and this just all came into play. So it was relationships. It was a big deal. And you're going to see the housing fair, and you're going to see more and more things that the Pinellas County Housing Authority can offer. And guess what? The meetings are held here now at the city of Dunedin, too. So it's a new day.
Well done. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
So Promenade is also the access point to Lake Tiffany, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so question is, any issues with Lake Tiffany, the neighbors?
We haven't gone to that part yet.
Yeah, too early for that.
If they get
I
awarded.
don't think, was there a lot before when we were looking at other options, Bob? I don't recall it, but.
No, there was not.
Okay.
But there would be community meetings and things if we get that
Sure.
far, for sure, so.
Okay.
And of course, I'll work with George Canning quite closely.
And the
And,
75,000 comes from where?
It comes from the budget that we have, Housing and Economic Development, and we put seed money in there to take advantage of an opportunity like this.
So is it general fund? or
Yes.
penny
Yes, it's
or-
general fund, yeah.
General fund, okay.
It is general fund money. Yeah.
And then, I guess my only other question is, so 1 to 2 bedrooms. So what's the rationale for that versus having a 3-bedroom for a bigger family? Or is that just driven by the market, or how do you guys decide that?
It's market driven. We're actually seeing 3 bedrooms as a housing authority. We're seeing 3 bedrooms being a little more difficult to lease up right now. 1s and 2s are leasing up rather very quickly. Our 3 bedrooms do tend to take longer to lease up. So it's the market dictates that part of that for sure.
Okay. And so, and then my last question, just to needle my fellow commissioner, why have a pool?
We don't necessarily have to have a pool. We're happy to keep green space if the commission would prefer.
Well, I'm just like, hey, it's hot in Florida, and you got kids.
You know, I
and,
mean,
you know.
You got to remember, this is people's home. Families going to live there. So to be able to provide amenities for those families is great. The nice thing about being awarded a 9% LIHTC is you do have the ability to add some extra amenities where if you did something like a naked bond deal or you didn't have that extra equity where you would probably have to skimp on a playground or a pool or things of that nature. And, you know, you're still providing the housing, but you want to provide a home as well.
Yeah, so when you get into three-dimensional things, you have to make sure you fence in the pool. If you were here
Absolutely.
earlier for our
We were
water
just
safety,
discussing that earlier, yes.
children, you know. Okay, I'm good. I just had to kind of.
We
some
actually have
fun
a
with that.
proposal on the fence.
Okay.
We could get some life jackets from
Okay, all right. So I think if there's no other questions for follow-up, I'm going to go to open it up for public input. Anyone in the audience wish to come forward and speak on this issue? Okay, seeing no one, I will close public input, and I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Sandbergen, Vice Mayor. Okay, so I will go to commission comments, starting with maker of motion, Commissioner Sandbergen.
No, I think it's, I think this is a nice project. And I did take notice to what the mayor said. You know, 70% of the units are one bedroom. Now, I'm not sure if that means single people, a couple. Therein we can tie into the swimming pool usage, but that's, yeah, you guys are a lot better at what I do. We have other debate. We sometimes debate issues that aren't near as important, but no, I think this is, you know, we hear, I know, I'm sure my colleagues hear it. I want to live in Dunedin, but I don't have housing. I can't afford it. Brand new project, beautiful part of town, and I think you guys can take this thing across the goal line for us. So thank you.
Okay, seconder of the motion, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, I'm in favor of this as well. You know, it's, and Bob, this is testament to you and your team. You guys, I mean, this is a very competitive environment. It's also Pinellas County being the most densely populated in the state of Florida, and yet you managed to work these opportunities to bring them to us. So, you know, hats off to you and your team on that. No, like I said, you know, we need affordable housing. You know, we have too many of our service community downtown that have to drive miles, and that, you know, and our first responders, you know, that I think most of them live outside of Dunedin, and you know, we gotta fix this. And so yes, I'm in favor of it, and I'm also in favor of the pool.
Now, if we really wanted to get into, we talked about the bathroom at the pool, whether it's, you know,
Men and women.
we talked for an hour about unisex bathrooms up here versus others. So, you know, this commission can go down rabbit holes once in a while. Okay, final comments, Commissioner Gao.
Thank you, Mayor. Big fan of affordable housing. Right? We're in a crisis right now, so it is absolutely necessary. Bob, we need you to work with Walgreens at the corner of Union and Patricia to convert that into a grocery store, so they have a place. I didn't ask how wide the sidewalks there were on Union Street, but if they were wider, and I did notice the shade trees that you're going to put up by the sidewalk, anything that makes it more walkable, easier to move around, lets them leave their cars at home, right? People are in affordable housing because they need to be there. So be kind and give them a quality of life that also gets them the ability to elevate out of it. But this is a wonderful opportunity. And I forgot, you might have asked or might have said when this will come to fruition, or at least the vote. Hope it's while I'm still in office. I can't remember, because I know that we've started ping pong on those two properties and we just couldn't get a bite on either one. And finally, we got Flats on Main, and to have this come to fruition, at least the beginnings of it, while I'm still here, would be just wonderful. But I'm a big fan of this, so thank you.
Commissioner DeGard, final comments.
Thank you, Mayor. May the record show that I actually think this pool is rather small.
I like it.
How to splash pad.
I'll second that.
And in the words of one of the best CRA managers I've ever met, this checks all the boxes. I don't think anybody up here is going to be opposed to this. We're going to make sure all the mechanics are right. We're going to make sure everything goes forward. I'd love to see it open quicker, but I understand the vagaries of calendars. But I am in complete support. Thank you for bringing this forward.
Thank you.
Okay. I do like the pool, so. And I do agree it's too small. Anyway, yeah, I'm 100% for this, 78 units on the flats, getting another 88 over there, which is, I mean, it would just be invaluable to the city of Dunedin and to the surrounding area. And, the city manager and I had a meeting, I don't know, like maybe 6 weeks ago with the head of East Dunedin Hospital. And, biggest issue for them is housing for a lot of their workers. Biggest issue. And she said, if there's anything you can help us with, that's it. That is the biggest issue. So, hey, we want to support our, all of our first responders and essential workers. And we always want to have them East Dunedin Hospital. So it's a great hospital. And again, and I look at Mary Beth, and of course, Me's Life. You look at some of those workers needing to be able to, have a place to live. So I think it's critical. I'm all for it. I think it's great. And yeah, so let's win the lotto. Let's do it. So, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Okay, and we're going to take a quick break before we go into Golf Club Advisory Committee. Okay, we'll restart the meeting, and we have Golf Club Advisory Committee appoint membership, and let me just kind of walk through the process. I put this out earlier today as a way that we could walk through this, hopefully cleanly. So if there's anything as I read through it that anybody wants to switch around or do something a little differently, let me know. But this will be it. So we will discuss the Board of Finance's recommended member and get general consensus of that. Then we'll do selection of 3 golf club members, and by virtue of that, each member of the commission communicates their 3 top choices with basic rationale. Tally is done by city clerk for any commonality, commission discussion, which could lead to consensus, hopefully, voting ballot if necessary, and the city clerk is ready with variations of ballots. So then we will do the selection of 3 non-golf club members. Each member of the commission will communicate 3 top choices with basic rationale. Tally is done by the city clerk for any commonality, commission discussion, which could lead to consensus, and then voting ballot if necessary. Then selection of 2 non-golf club member alternates. We'll utilize the remaining candidates on the non-member list, commission discussion, which could lead to consensus, and then, again, voting ballot if necessary. And then, following that, we will assign terms to the various people that we selected. So that will all be done basically on a consensus basis, at which time we will then go to open to public input, and we will hear from the public. Then after that, we'll close public input. I'll ask for a motion and a second, and we'll have any discussion if we need to, and commission comments and a roll call vote at the end. So does that sound like a good process? Everybody good? Our attorney's good? Okay, then we're good. Okay, so we'll start with arriving at a general consensus for Board of Finance recommended member. The Board of Finance recommended Al Crossman for Board of Finance, the Board of Finance member on the golf club. So everybody feel good about that one? All good?
Good.
Okay. Okay, so then we'll do selection of 3 golf club members.
Okay, let's go. We got one down. We are just cruising.
Wait, this is going to be no problem, right? Okay, okay. So selection of 3 golf club members. Okay, so I'm going to start with each commissioner, and if each commissioner could give their top 3 choices with very basic rationale, and then we'll just keep tally as we go. And I will start with Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So my top 3 choices are Tim Doherty, Walt Kozlowski, and David Smith. And
Wait, can you say him again?
Tim Doherty,
Uh-huh.
D-O-H-E-R-T-Y,
Uh-huh.
Walt Kozlowski, and David Smith.
Okay.
And the criteria was based in part on experience. Each of these individuals have a tremendous amount of experience with multiple courses. The other thing that I looked at was specifically having a forward-looking vision that demonstrates a passion for continued improvement. And that part of it would be just making the maintenance and the continued improvement of the course, and also included a desire to get high-level play in the area, and also the demonstrated desire also to increase the visitors that would come to the club. Now, in this case, I do know all 3 individuals, and knowing what I know of these individuals, I know that each of them meets that criteria 100%. So those are my top 3 choices.
Okay, Commissioner Sandberg.
To go along with what Vice Mayor just talked about, experience, management experience, golf course experience, longevity in the community, which gives me a sense of they're here to stay, and then they have the best interests of the club. What's very ironic is two of my choices match vice mayors, Mr. Doherty, Mr. Kozakowski, and my third one is Mr. Oliu. Oliu, it's O-L-I-U. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And those will be my three mayor.
Okay, great. Okay, Commissioner Gao, you're on.
Thank you, Mayor. And it sounds like we're all kind of using the same criteria in our own minds on what we were looking for, and that's really nice to hear that we all care so much about the golf course. My three have actually already been named. Would be Tim Dougherty, Walt Kozakowski, and Edward Oliu.
Okay, all right. Commissioner DeGard.
I share my colleagues' approach as far as the criteria. I did look for leadership skills in their resumes. I did not know all the candidates, so I built a criteria just based on the resumes that we were provided. Two of my selections are in line with my colleagues, and one is outside that. Tim Doherty is my number one, John Coyne is my number two, and Walter and I'm going to butcher this man's poor name, Kozinskowski is my number three.
Wow. This is shocking how common we are. So I have Tim Dougherty. So I also have, I had as my number two was Edward Eliu. And again, the only one of these I know is Walt. I mean, I didn't know a lot of the members. I tried to do some basic intel, but I had to go by resume as well. And and just kind of asking some people at the club. So I've got Tim Dougherty, I've got Walt, but Edward Eliu was my second one. Based on that, we seem like we have a pretty basic commonality. So it would be Tim Dougherty, Edward Eliu, well actually Walt Kozakowski, sorry Walt, I'm botching up that name, and Edward Eliu. So, okay, so I think we got that. So that's good. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to repeat these back when we do go for the official motion at the end and the vote. So I'm going to let you track that. Okay. I said that, but now I'm tracking it too. So there you go. Okay. All right. 'Cause I just can't help myself.
We all did the same.
It's too hard not to do it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to the selection of three non-golf club members, which obviously will also turn into the two alternates. So I'm going to start with Vice Mayor Gao on the three top choices and basic rationale for his three top choices.
Thank you, Mayor. And I use the same rationale with the non-members, just really looking for quality people. And what I liked about this overall, whether between members or non-members, we have a lot of people that could sit on this committee. So if anybody that is not chosen tonight, that's not a negative. There's just a whole lot of people we could choose from. But on the non-members, my three choices are Vince Gizzi, David Leffert, and Bailey Morris.
Okay, so hold on. Vince Gizzi. And Dave Leffert. Looking for him. Okay. Okay. All right. And I'm going to go next to Commissioner DeGard.
Thank you, Mayor. My three choices, similar criteria again. Vince Gizzi, number one. Dave Pauley, number two. Andrew Kashila, number three.
Okay, so Vince Gizzi,
David Pauly,
Dave Pauly,
Andrew Kashila.
Andrew Kashiba. What's it, how do you start his last name? Is it a K-A? Okay, so I'm looking at him in alphabet up here, so. Okay, I got you. Okay, good, okay. All right. Okay, Vice Mayor, you're on.
Thank you, Mayor. The one thing that, one other criteria, and actually it was also used in the members part of it, but community engagement, somebody already mentioned it. That's a very important part of this in terms of communication within the community and engagement on the importance of the Dunedin Golf Club. My number one is Melissa Hughes. Melissa has almost 20 years of experience in managing golf courses. She also has run pretty much everything from the logistics to finance. So there's no question about her experience. And I also know Melissa through her very strong engagement in the community. My second choice is Vince Gizzi. And my third is Dave Leffert.
Okay, and I will next turn to Commissioner Sandbergen.
I use pretty much the same criteria, and with the non-members, I wanted someone maybe that sees the operations a little differently, a little further away, and I don't mean geographically, but maybe gives us another set of eyes to see if any enhancements could be made. I have my three choices: Melissa Hughes, Homer Matheny, and Vince Gizzi.
Homer Matheny, I'm looking, okay, got him. Okay, all right. Trying to track this. Okay, so I have, should there be a drum roll or anything? Or, this is like really getting interesting. It is interesting to see some of the commonality, though. So my top ones are Dave Leffert. He's got so much background on this because of his time on the finance board as chair, and nobody does his homework like Dave, and nobody will fight for the citizens' side, but also be fair and want the golf club to succeed like Dave. My second one is Melissa Hughes because of her 20 years running a golf club, and when we had our issues and concerns brought up about our golf club, I actually went to her and I said, hey, what do you think? And first thing she said, who's your superintendent? It's all about the superintendent, which I didn't even know what a superintendent was, and it's the person that handles the maintenance. And so I just think she'd add a lot. And by the way, we should have a woman on here, guys. Just gonna add that in. So then the last one is, that being said, Melissa's way qualified, so it's not about that, but I think we should have a woman. And then the last one is Vince Gizzi. Yeah, so Dave, Melissa, and Vince Gizzi, so, okay. Okay, so where's that put us there? That would put us at Vince Gizzi has 5 votes. We've got Melissa Hughes with 3, and we've got Dave Leffert with 3. So unless is everybody good with that list? It's a little variation sometimes on our, who's with what, but is that feel comfortable to everybody?
I think it's a good list.
Would agree.
Okay, all right, so now we have 2 alternates. So if we look to what we've done, I think that leaves us people that are basically have 1 vote. So maybe, yeah, how do we think we want to do this? We have 2 alternates. Does anyone else, do we want to put anybody else into the list other than our top 3s? I'll say that first. So right now, based on who didn't get it from our top threes, help me out here. It looks like it's Andrew,
David Pauling.
Andrew Casella,
Andrew Coachella,
Homer Matheny,
Homer Matheny,
Bailey Morris, and Dave Pauley.
oh, okay. All right, hold on, I gotta, just give me a second, because I actually have notes on potentially this, so. Okay. Okay, so,
I'm sorry, was that the members or the non-members?
Those are non-members.
yeah, say them again, say the ones that we haven't, that we don't have.
The non-members who received a vote but were not selected
Okay,
were Andrew Casella, Homer Matheny, Bailey Morris, and Dave Pauley.
is it Bailey Morris or Morris Bailey?
Bailey Morris.
It is Bailey Morris, okay. Okay, I just want to look at these for a minute.
And Mayor, each one of those received one, so no help there.
Uh-huh. Okay. I was just looking because I know I actually had Bailey Morris down as one of my potentials, but he wasn't in my top three. That's the only reason I was saying. And
So would we simply take
yeah, so
those
do you want to
four?
just do a ballot, or I don't know. What are you suggesting?
So those four are the nominees?
Yes.
And we're going to maybe do this ballot and vote for two?
Yeah, maybe we should do that, unless somebody wants to put forward another name that we don't have on the list.
Well, so those are the non-members.
Mm-hmm.
There is, looking at my list of great candidates who didn't make it in the top three. John Coyne.
He's a member, though.
He's a
right?
member.
We can only select non-members.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, if we have a great list, we can step back and just put that in a workshop and finish up the committee at a different time. It's just a thought. If everybody just wants to think it through and, now with fresh eyes and a fresh committee, decide on the alternates at the next meeting or something. It's up to you guys.
Well, the only thing is we've been working on this for a while,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, I mean,
at the
whatever you guys want.
top of the list, so unless you object.
No, I don't
mind
object
pushing
at
through.
all. I'm just trying to make sure we're all thinking through it. What do you all, you want to just go forward, and any other, so who wants to, everyone want to go forward?
Yes.
Okay, and any other nominees?
Graham Muir. But that was not part of anybody's list.
Graham Muir.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the name, Vice Mayor?
Graham Muir.
Got it.
Okay. So any other nominees? Anybody else want to put anybody else on there? Okay, then, do we have a ballot? that
Mayor,
will-
I do have a ballot.
Yeah,
But now
well,
that we
we're-
have these names, the
Right.
names, you're going to have to write your selection of the name on the ballot.
Okay, got it. So, okay. That makes sense, everybody? Everybody got the potentials down?
Right. Well, can you, and please advise us on those nominees again?
Well, can we do this? Whoever brought up the names, can they just kind of say why? that they put them forward? Because I think that would just be helpful. If we could do that, I think that might help us all. So, who put forward Andrew Casella?
Commissioner Dugard.
Commissioner Dugard. So,
I do not know Andrew personally. I
Okay.
looked at his resume. He checked, I hate to say it, checked all the boxes. He has the experience, and I was drawn to him for that experience.
okay, got it. How about the next one, Homer?
That was Commissioner Sandberg.
Okay.
I think I was most impressed by his business skills, his educational background, and a real solid appearance of leadership. Thank you.
Okay, Bailey Morris.
That was me.
Okay,
Mayor.
gotcha.
And I just like the idea that they are currently the golf operations manager at Chichi Rodriguez, and the amount of experience that brings among the background.
Right. Question on that, City Manager. Does that in any way draw any conflicts? I mean, I know I asked that question behind the scenes, but does that cause any concerns or conflicts?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay, okay, because I think he was good too. Okay, and who about Dave Pauley?
I did Dave Paul.
Okay, Tom?
Dave is an elder statesman in the community.
Yeah, I love Dave.
His outreach is extraordinary. He knows this community and communicates well with it. That was my driving force on this.
Okay, and then we added Graham, and that was you, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, so I know Graham personally. Graham is a avid golfer, and he's also very engaged in the community. He's done a lot of work with the Dunedin History Museum, and I've had several discussions with him. I think that he is practical, he is pragmatic, and he is definitely balanced, and he most certainly cares about the Dunedin Golf Club as well as the great city of Dunedin. So, I think he'd make a great alternate.
Okay, all right. So with that said, if we can get our ballots, we'll...
Yes, ma'am. Now, all I need clarity on is, are you asking for submission of one recommendation from each person or two recommendations?
Well, everybody's going to pick their top two, alts, and then we'll have to give you a minute to
Yes.
calculate. So who's got what votes? Does everybody agree with that? And I think we have to initial who we are at the top. So like I'm going to circle Mayor Franey and I'm going to initial. Because this will all be public record. Okay, and we put our...
Do we mail these in? I'm sorry.
Okay, and then when you're done, we'll pass them back. Okay. I had mine face up. Rob's already seen it, so.
Oh, you guys,
It's all
I
public
folded
record.
mine.
It's all public records, guys, so you know.
I did not see it. I did not see it. I did not.
It's going to be
I was going to
initial,
put it
the
in a
world
fucking
will
Wagner's
know.
mayonnaise jar or something.
Okay, and Mayor, I'm going to read them aloud as I tally them.
Yeah, sounds good.
Commissioner Sandbergen, Matheny, Homer Matheny, and Bailey Morris. Vice Mayor Walker, Homer Matheny, and Graham Muir. Mayor Franey, Bailey Morris, and Dave Pauley. Commissioner Dugard, Dave Pauly, and Andrew Casella. Commissioner Gao, Bailey Morris, and Andrew Casella.
Yeah, we got one out of that, so we'll have to redo.
Bailey Morris, that would be one.
Okay, now we'll have to revote on the top three. A runoff. We have a runoff.
Okay, and that would be between Andrew Casella, Homer Matheny, and Dave Pauly.
So we're picking one this time.
Only one this time.
Only one.
Right.
Who are the choices again? Homer and who?
We've got, I'm so sorry, Andrew Casella, Homer Matheny, and Dave Pauly.
Face down.
Okay, in no special order. Commissioner Sandbergen, Homer Matheny. Vice Mayor Walker, Homer Matheny. Commissioner Gao, Andrew Casella.
I see where this is going.
Mayor Franey, Dave Pauly. Commissioner Dugard, Dave Pauly.
Okay, now we're down to what, Homer?
That brings us down to two. Homer Matheny and Dave Pauly.
Okay.
And I've run out of alternate ballots, but I will make an adjustment. If you'll each write alternate on your ballot, please. Please write alternate on the ballot.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And who are our choices?
Our choices are Homer Matheny and Dave Pauly.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to write alternate, sorry.
Wait, that's my ballot you're writing.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. You know, that's twice tonight. I'm going to get you a good one at some point. This is it. Ready or not, here we go.
We trust that delivery system.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Commissioner Sandbergen, Homer Matheny. Vice Mayor Walker, Homer Matheny. Mayor Franey, Dave Pauly. Someone did not initial their ballot. I can do it by process of elimination.
Probably mine.
Commissioner Dugard. Dave, no, you signed yours. Commissioner Dugard, Dave Pauly. And Commissioner Gao.
I did write alternate, though.
You did write alternate?
I was concentrating so hard.
Commissioner Gao, Dave Pauly.
There you go. Okay.
That is 3 for Dave Pauly.
Okay. There we go. Then our two alternates are Bailey Morris and Dave Pauley.
That is correct.
Good luck, Blair.
Surprisingly,
So
the
Blair,
process
do you
worked.
want to, no. Okay, so if you could, okay, so based on that, now we've got to go to naming the terms, okay? So, I know. Okay, so let's do the members. This should be easy. First of all, the non-member Board of Finance person is a 3-year term. The two alternates are 3-year terms. And then so let's do the members. So we have 2 3-year terms and a 2-year term on the members. The golf club members who are members of this club. That was getting me fooled all the time. Golf club members who are on the Board of Finance, or on this membership. Okay, so we have Tim Dougherty, Walt, and Ed. I'm not going to use last names now. So do we,
Alphabetical?
yeah, that's good, alphabetical. So 3-year, 3-year, and 2. Yep. Okay, which would mean, I think, Ed has the 2-year probably then, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, non-member, we have 3-year, 2-year, and 1 year. Are we just going to do alphabetical?
That would be fair if we did it for members, and we should do it for non-members.
Sounds good. And quite honestly, if you get the 2-year, you got the better deal. Because the 2-year, you can re-up for 2 more full terms. So,
You could get 8
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
so anyway, there's no losers here. This is all good. Okay, and then, so that's it too. So I think we've got it. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so now we will go to, making sure I did everything. You're tracking me too, Michelle, right?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, so based on all of that, any questions, any thoughts, anything we missed? Anybody? Before we go to public input? Okay, everybody good? Okay, so I will open it up for public input. Anyone in the audience wish to come forward and speak on this issue? Name and address for the record, and 3 minutes. Hi.
My name's Ed Oliu.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Hopefully you got it right, so that doesn't usually happen. So, but anyway, 2001 MacArthur Court in Dunedin, and I just want to thank you for votes, and I look forward to working with the advisory committee and the club and all in making Dunedin Golf Club a premier facility in the area.
Well, thank you for your willingness to serve. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome. Anyone else wish to come forward and speak on the issue? Okay, seeing no one else, I will close public input, and I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Beat me to it.
Okay, and final comments go to the maker of the motion, and that would be Commissioner Sandbergen.
I have nothing else to add, Mayor.
Okay, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add.
Okay, and Commissioner Gao.
Nothing else, Mayor.
And Commissioner DeGard.
I have 12 pages of comments. First, I want to congratulate my colleagues on putting in such an effort on this. I know all of them did. And I think we went through a process that got the Golf Club Advisory Committee started well. That's all I have.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. In some ways, I'm just shocked in some of the commonality. And we definitely had differences, but, there was a lot of commonality, and I know everybody did their homework. And so, yeah, I think we've got a good committee going. So, and thank you, Ed, for being willing to serve on it. So, high expectations. So, and Blair, there you go. You got it. So, okay, roll call vote.
Mayor, would you like me to read anything back before the vote?
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you just? That's probably a really good idea. And this is the those who was the maker? Commissioner Sandberg and the Vice Mayor, just listen carefully to make sure it goes along with it.
Okay. Non-member Board of Finance, 3-year term, Al Crossman. Member, 3-year term, Tim Doherty. Member, 3-year term, Walter Kozakowski. Member, 2-year term, Edward Oliu. Non-member, Vince Gizzi, 3-year term. Non-member, Melissa Hughes, 2-year term. Non-member, David Leffert, 1-year term. Alternate, 3-year term, Bailey Morris. Alternate, 3-year term, David Pauley. Roll call vote. Commissioner Dugard.
Aye.
Commissioner Gao.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Walker.
Aye.
Commissioner Sandbergen.
Aye.
And Mayor Franey.
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. Okay, well, geez, that wasn't even nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, so good. Yeah, the process worked. Hallelujah. Yeah, smooth. Okay, we're going to go to award the construction of the fiscal year 26 wastewater lift station rehabilitation project to TLC Diversified, Inc. of Palmetto, Florida, in the amount of $922,072.48. I will go to staff presentation by Clay.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. I guess a tough one to follow, but sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a tough one. Pick us back up.
I'll try. I'll do our best. Again, Clayton Watkins, Utilities and Engineering. Item 3D is the award of the fiscal year 26 wastewater lift station rehabilitation projects to TLC Diversified of Palmetto, Florida, in the amount of $922,272.48 via piggyback of the Pinellas County sanitary sewer pump station repair and rehabilitation contract. On an annual basis, the utilities wastewater collection staff evaluates the 47 lift stations and assets their conditions based on 3 core criteria of structural, mechanical, and electrical integrity. The lift stations with the poorest condition are ranked with high priority for rehabilitation in order for properly operate function. This is a continuing increase effort to rehabilitate and reinforce the aging infrastructure and addressing the impacts of inflow and infiltration of groundwater and rainwater that enters into our wastewater collection system. The rehabilitation work of the lift station includes wet well relining, new pump bases, new pump guardrail systems, new effluent piping for both the wet well and above grade, and then reconstructing the tops of some of these manholes. As such, staff hereby recommends award of fiscal year 26 lift station rehabilitation project for construction of 5 lift stations to TLC Diversified of Palmetto, Florida, in the amount of $922,772.48 as detailed herein. I'm here for any questions.
Okay, questions starting with Commissioner Gao.
Is this money already budgeted?
Yes.
No further questions.
Well, correction, we did have an increase of $23 that we transferred out of operations. $23,000.
They used $23.
Yeah, it was $23,000. We went, yes, we were a little over for the specifics. We took it out of our operations budget.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Guard, questions?
No questions, Mayor.
Vice Mayor, questions?
No questions, Mayor.
Commissioner Sandbergen, questions?
While we're doing this work, are we hurricane hardening, doing any proper upgrades that we are considered that should be done?
Yeah, we would look. That is one of the things we look at. Most of these stations are sort of a little bit of a higher ground, and then we've had a previous project where we've already redone all of our above ground electrical and SCADA systems that we brought above the 100-year Florida vision. But it is something that we do look at also. Yes.
Good. That's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any questions about this. Okay, then we're going to go to public input. Anyone in the audience wish to come forward and speak on this issue? Ellen? Lift station? Okay, seeing no one, I'll close public input, and I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner DeGard. And commission comments, starting with maker of the motion, which is Vice Mayor.
No additional comments on this.
Okay, and seconder of the motion is Commissioner DeGard.
No comments, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Gao, final comments?
It's all about the infrastructure.
Okay, and final comments, Commissioner Sandbergen.
Not really any comments, but we should, in things like this, we have to make sure we're on the right side. So I appreciate you looking out for it, Clay.
Yeah, and I mean, my only comment's all about the infrastructure, and our lift stations are important. They're not fun, but they're very important. So, yes, so, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, proposed agenda for June 4th commission meeting. Any additions or changes?
Only in presentations, Mayor, there's been a change. The Juneteenth proclamation has been moved to the June 2nd workshop, and in its place, we now have recognition of the 2026 Senior Hall of Fame inductees.
Oh, good. That's a good one. That'd be great. Okay, good. That's good. I like that. Okay, and, okay, anything else? I'm just looking down this to see what we got, but. Okay, so, there's no other comments. I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed unanimously. Okay, informational items. Proposed agenda for June 2nd, 2026 Commission Workshop. Any additions or changes?
Just that addition previously mentioned, we now have the 2026 Juneteenth proclamation on the workshop agenda.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that wasn't clear. Okay. And Jennifer, the Causeway usage discussion, I know what that's about, but are we also going to get some kind of update on what the county is actually doing out there in the timeline?
Yes, that'll be part of the presentation.
Okay, awesome, great, because I get questions about that all the time. Okay, well, we don't vote on that, so that's just for information, so we'll move on. Commission discussion and comments, I'll start with Vice Mayor.
Don't really have anything to report on my liaison roles, but I have lost the bubble with regards to what the next update is for the marina.
We can put something on the June 2nd workshop if you'd like.
Yeah, I think as we're progressing through here,
I'm sorry, Vice Mayor, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you'd like, and I know that Clay is preparing out there, we can send it to you under separate cover
Okay.
and then talk a little bit about it at the workshop if you'd like, so that it's public.
Yeah, that would be helpful. So just I think what I'm looking for is we're planning on being out of the basin by end of August. I mean, when that includes the bulkheads, and I just want to make sure we're on track with that. I'm also looking for a status on where we're at with the pier. And obviously all tied together here is the permitting, the Army Corps of Engineer permitting. And then as part of the master plan, I know we had discussed, doing one-on-ones essentially on different dock types. As I think, I think that's going to be important, and I do believe we probably need to get that done sooner, but that's my personal feeling. But anyway, those are the kind of things I'm looking for, so.
Okay, comments. Commissioner Sandbergen?
The other thing I'd like to discuss was the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. Of course, the mayor and I went for 2 nights to represent the city of Dunedin we took home a nice award, and I can say it every day. It's very, very proud of the city. We're well-liked. I think communities look up to us and appreciate what we're doing, and I'm glad to see all of you that came down the next day and showed the solidarity and us coming together as one city. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Gao.
Thank you. For those of us who attended the graduation ceremony last night of Dunedin High School, was absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't take long once you start talking with those older teenagers, young adults, depending on your classification. It's really amazing. And I really have a lot of pride in our future and what our young people will bring and do. And just what is happening at the high school in general, between administration, staff, leadership, the principal on down. They're just doing amazing things at Dunedin High School. And so I will say it once again, get involved and know what's going on, you'll be amazed. But also part of that graduation was the acknowledgement and the announcement of Carolyn Mulholland, the musical director, moving on. And that's hard. That's hard. Carolyn, thank you for everything that you do for the students at Dunedin High School. She just does some amazing things. And also have two issues to discuss with you for a future meeting topic. I do apologize for not sending it out in advance. It was, as you guys know, a pretty crazy week, but I think they're pretty simple. I think they're both just business initiatives. And one of them, what I would like to see city staff do is make a map of the city from where we would like to see benches. And because there are a lot of nonprofits that offer benches, hey, buy a bench dedicated to somebody. And this actually was a lot of the benches that were on the causeway. And the problem is I think in the process we have now, that's almost the tail wagging the dog. We have these nonprofits and people coming to us going, hey, we'd like to have a bench there. And the city goes, okay. But then like the ones on the causeway, you had 2 hurricanes come by, wiped them all out. And now there's an expectation for the city to put them back and make them whole. But that's not even necessarily where the city would have chosen to put those. And so I think if the city makes a map of where we would like to have benches, that gives some guidance to any nonprofits that are out there that want to do this sort of thing, that it can be a great partnership of this is where as a city where we would like to have benches, but then we're partnering with any nonprofit that actually would put the bench in. Now I know there'd be in that process there is a cost to the city, right? That the nonprofit person might buy the bench, but there needs to be a foundation that is put in. So it's not cost neutral to the city. There's a cost to that, but at least the benches will be where we want them to be. And those are either in high traffic areas or places where we would like to see them high traffic areas. You notice in the AERP action plan that came before us earlier today, it talked about the action plan involved more benches and walkability and the benefits of benches. So all that I'm really asking for is for city staff, the city manager, to make that just a business initiative, and how it gets funded will come through the budget process, and it will be what it will be. So I'm not necessarily asking for money, I'm just asking for business initiative.
So when do we talk about business initiatives?
So our first budget workshop is July 21st.
So don't we talk about new business
We do.
initiatives?
Yeah.
And that's where a proposal would be for any kind of, something new.
Yes.
Because I think at that point, you'll probably be telling us what's got to go off.
Correct. And so our municipal business plan has really, we do business plan initiatives, they're part of the budget. Municipal business plan is now folded into the budget because we use ClearGov. So, and this is the appropriate time for a business plan initiative. We have very few initiatives that are new because we were developing the strategic plan moving forward. So right time, right place, and we can certainly discuss it. We can draft something up and discuss it at the time.
With all respect, I don't want to start just,
Right.
at this moment making votes and things like
Right.
that. I do have some opinions about benches because have a conversation with Vince Gizzi about benches. Oh my gosh. He
Right.
can tell you everything you ever want to know about the trials and tribulations of benches and policies and stuff like that. It's not, it's got a lot of issues, but that's not to say it's not important. So, so why don't we talk about it then, and maybe you
Absolutely.
guys can have a better understanding of what already exists in terms of where we want them. I know you could sit there and talk to Vince. Now, that doesn't mean along every roadway Vince was good. I mean, he knew the parks, and he knew everything, where it was, and he just couldn't do it anymore because so many people wanted to do it all the time. And he was down to just saving a few places for special things that would occur. But again, there may be other parts in the city that, because he was wrecking parks, that
Right.
maybe
Rights
it's
of way.
broader than that. And of course, Tony's looking with fresh eyes. So, but anyway,
Yep.
so
Yes.
we can talk about it at that time. That's great.
And so if that's the
If
case.
that's okay with everybody.
And so if that's the case, I did say that I had another business initiative, and so I'm going to hold off on that until July, or do I talk about it right now?
Well, you can tell us. You might as well tell us what it
Oh.
is, because that way we can all be kind of
Okay.
thinking about it.
And that is, it's about our Scottish Arts, but.
I knew one had to be that.
Well, one had to be. But right now, we have lots of things in different baskets. We have our sister city, which is in one basket. We have Eric and Ian in another basket. And so I just thought we should have a business initiative with all of our Scottish art stuff in one basket so it can be managed a little better. And if we have other initiatives, we already know where it's going and things of that nature. Is it? So, again, no money, just kind of organizing.
Well, that sounds like an efficiency, thing. So
Crazy.
yeah. Crazy. Although I don't know, after the new law, which Jennifer will tell us about, we may not even be able to categorize Scottish stuff. So there's that. So we'll to be continued, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you got that, Jennifer. Okay. Anything else? You good?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
That's good. Commissioner DeGard?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of items. First of all, I did enjoy last night's graduation immensely. I was not able to be there last year for travel, and that was my first evening with those graduates. And by the way, shaking the hands of 400-plus students and connecting with them was just inspiring. And their families out there going nuts. Our future looks very bright from my perspective after observing what we observed last night. I also had the pleasure of being involved with the Public Works Appreciation Luncheon the other day. And I thought about them this morning as my garbage was being picked up and how much they make sure that works efficiently and accurately. And so I just wanted to shout out to our Public Works staff and what they do for us. We also had a departure and a retiree. Bill Puckman is retiring, and that's going to be a loss. And just a shout out to him. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Well, I will say that the graduation was great. It made me really actually proud that all 5 of us went. That is our future, those kids, and we were all there, and we all looked really great. We were all dressed up, and it was good. And we, the Mr. Kiplinger and assistant principal Chris Settle, they're great leaders, and it's great to be part of that. And I won't even begin to name some of the names of some of the kids that we did know, and we knew the parents. Because I'd missed people, because then I saw on Facebook and there was like, oh, that was that parent, and so such a critical, vibrant part of our community. So okay, and then I was going to say now I have 2 goals, Jennifer. We have the boat parade, by which we have to have the marina ready. And for Old Fashioned Christmas, Grand Oak Park. Pressure's on, so, anyway. With or without a two-way street.
Or a swimming pool.
And I really, really did enjoy. Yeah, I was going to say something, but I knew I'd go down the rabbit hole. Everywhere I go now, I look at how the bathrooms are. I can tell you, when I was up in Chicago, there was no male-female bathrooms anymore. It's all, unisex or all gender or whatever. Anyway, it's, I guess, yeah, well, probably just depends where you're at. So, enjoyed Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council Sustainability Conference enjoyed going up with Commissioner Sandbergen. We got given a city car, and just so those citizens out there don't know, we go in the laps of luxury. We had a very basic car, right? And we went up there, and when we went to leave, it was dead. And so luckily we had somebody else to take us home. But and the story that I got was, the fleet guy just trying to keep it going as long as he can. So, so I just want you to know, we're pinching the pennies, right? Yeah? So I'm like, okay, next time, can you not give the commission the car that you're just trying to keep going so you don't have to replace it? And then, finally, we talked about it earlier, Memorial Day. And it is Memorial Day weekend, so wishing everybody a appropriate Memorial Day, remembering what it is about, remembering those that gave all. And so take time out for that too, along with probably pool parties and things like that. So that's all I've got. So I'll go to City Clerk update.
Nothing new to report, Mayor, other than I'm so glad that we did the Golf Club Advisory Committee.
And it's funny because I was going to say, and I bet you're glad that golf club, yeah, so you said it first. That's good. Yeah. And then city manager update?
Just the city manager's update report is attached to the agenda.
And city attorney update?
No update?
Okay. All right, so anything else for the good of the order? Okay, meeting adjourned. Can't speak now, so. Mission